までの将軍
My name.
Vanquish our common enemy.
潮目は変わりましょう Leadership We show this to the Japanese 広めてからでも遅くはあるまい四角が狙ったのはわしだ
誠に本日でござります。
ご存知か
阿弥陀仏に厳格な誓いを立てておら
現れますかな
早く済ませましょうぞ。
毒されてしまうたかの身をちらつかせたのじゃ
滅相もございます。駿河の国にございまする。
駿河を信ぜよいいの身を守るため
虎長様。
Being made from our monopoly over the China
Dictate terms.
and we
Million ducats.
Captain
Known. The black ship sails. I'd go on board. We're leaving anyway. That makes it for us. We're on the wind.
I'm sorry? I do not understand. But I can assure you this man is only that she belonged to a very costly.
The price. Few.
Christ!
Woman to pillow with you.
Warlock is most certainly a pimp.
高田です万人もともに参れとの
殿の仰せじゃをかけた戦いのため覚悟しておけ。万人の命を狙う。
殿。
I'm afraid it.
もうそばを歩き常に目の届く
When Yabashige is invited by Toranaga to observe the rising sun through the window of his Osaka castle rooms, Yabashige shrinks away from the rising light, but Toranaga stands tall and confident, facing the future. Shortly before, Toranaga had confronted Yabashige about plotting with Ishido and violating his confidence. However, rather than requesting Yabashige's execution, Toranaga made a counter-proposal. In exchange for getting Blackthorn and Lady Kiri safely to the Ajiro fishing town, Toranaga would increase Yabashige's fiefdom. After the assassination attempt in the last episode, the bargaining is tense, but Toranaga plays Yabashige perfectly by saying, "Aren't you my reliable friend?" Naturally, Yabashige must respond in the affirmative, yet doing so signifies both his devotion and his admission that he had been plotting with a major opponent. Yabashige appears to be under no illusions regarding Ishido or Toranaga, and he must now decide whose side he will support. Thus, with this early morning altercation, Shogun's political maneuvers accelerate. As Lady Mariko informs Blackthorn, "My lord is famous for his trickery," Toranaga's proposal is not surprising. It seems that Toranaga was traded to the competitors of his family when he was just 6 years old. Mariko continues, "One thing he learned as a hostage is that there are enemies everywhere and friends nowhere." It appears that Toranaga hasn't been able to teach this fact in his son yet, since he appears to be resisting the notion of collaborating with Yabashige in Ajiro to train a new regiment at the conclusion of the episode. He tells Nagakado, "You are playing a game of friends and enemies, when you only have yourself in this life." Toranaga's decision to designate Blackthorn as his Hatamoto, a senior military official, at the end of the episode emphasizes that he is now unable to afford to pick and choose his supporters. But not all of the action in Tomorrow is Tomorrow revolves around forming partnerships. In addition, spectators will undoubtedly be eager to cross out thrilling pursuit scenes, a furious ambush, and a daring escape from their historical epic bingo cards. To be taken out of the castle, Toranaga first exchanges places in the litter with Lady Kiri, giving us a taste of his renowned cunning. After Ishido inspects both carriers, Lady Shizu fakes labor pains to create a distraction, and only Mariko and Blackthorn take note that their lord is now the secret cargo about to be smuggled out of Osaka Castle right under Ishido's nose. When a gatekeeper later stops the procession and demands to verify all travelers, Blackthorn makes a scene to prevent Toranaga from being discovered. It's a clever strategy that succeeds. "Am I the only man present who treasures the purity of a woman?" was Blackthorn's frenzied cry. "The virtue of a woman is her glory. You are a foolish little man, sir. And your hair seems like a pony's tail. Jozen, Nobuya Shimamoto, Ishido's right-hand man, makes enough of a disturbance with his attempts to physically stop the gatekeeper from peeking into the litter and says that there is no more buffoonery and that everyone should be allowed to pass. But before you read too much into Blackthorn's loyalty to Toranaga, keep in mind what Lady Mariko said him on the possibility that the guards might figure out Toranaga's trick. He will be killed. And all of us. Shogun is aware that each character's unique objectives must be intimately linked to the intricate ties among them. Shogun doesn't push Blackthorn and Toranaga toward an easy friendship, even if they are being steered toward a common destiny. Toranaga has been using Blackthorn as a bargaining chip, and he's willing to cash in on it, as we see later when he strikes a deal with the Portuguese priests and the Captain General of the Black Ship to help him escape in exchange for silver, the promise of a church in Edo, and, oh yeah, the Anjin. Recall that Toranaga is not engaged in a game of allies and foes, as seen by his readiness to sacrifice an ally in order to maintain his own survival. I'm confident my lord has a strategy, Mariko remarks to Blackthorn when they are being led by Ishido's guard down to the harbour. Blackthorn worries about what could occur if they get to their objective and Toranaga is discovered, but his fears won't materialize. Still pursuing the heretic, Lord Kiyama's troops are poised to ambush the procession from the wooded high ground. The soldiers in Ishido's escort turn their attention to Toranaga as a barrage of flaming arrows rain down, causing him to drop his litter. As Mariko and Blackthorn enter the battle to aid in driving Ishido's soldiers back, the ambush turns into a brawl. Everyone is encircled by woods, it's almost completely dark, and it's unclear who is attacking whom. Is there fighting between them? Inquires one of Kiyama's guys. Stunt coordinator Lauro David Chartron Del Val noted on the official companion podcast that the show's action was intended to seem historically authentic, which is why there aren't any flourishes, kicks, flips, or showy movements. A katana's sword is long and extremely sharp. Once you are slashed, there's no turning back. The deliberate execution of each sword blow and the restriction of mobility to maintain energy are what make bouts like this so captivating to watch repeatedly. Yabashiga shows his genuine commitment even in the face of irritation when he steps in to help Toranaga just when things seem the worst. One of these days, I'd like to know your plan before it happens, he tells his king, who just says he'll keep it in mind. Their only chance is to escape towards the port, and as Buntaro, Shinosuke Abe, Mariko's husband, spots a rider going to alert Ishido, he orders everyone to hurry and diverts the attention of the two armies that are now pursuing them. When the group of Toranaga arrives at the harbour, Blackthorn spots a kind crew on the docks that helps them board their ship safely. For a brief moment, the camera pans up to see the city's grid from above as torches flood the streets in straight lines, creating a powerful image of the powerful force chasing them. Then, in defiance of all expectations, Buntaro makes it to the pier, where he defeats and kills 8 assailants. Blackthorn begs the boats to turn around and save him, but Buntaro and Toranaga both know that he is beyond salvation. Buntaro is honored by Toranaga's appeal for his formal name, Toda Hirokatsu, and their bows to the dying samurai. While Buntaro goes straight into the line of troops who are waiting for him and fights them tooth and nail until he vanishes from view, Mariko tries to maintain a strong appearance despite her husband's imminent death. Her relationship with Buntaro has been tense up to this point, with constant tension and the possibility of violence. But he's still her husband despite his brutality toward her and her children, and Anna Sawai does a fantastic job portraying a kind of ambivalent melancholy in Mariko's eyes. But Kiyama's troops have blockaded the harbour, making it impossible for Toranaga's galley to get through. After the aforementioned agreement with the Portuguese is reached, Blackthorn and the cannons are left on the galley to be taken by Kiyama's men in the harbour or Ishido's men on land, as Toranaga, Yabashiga, Mariko, and company set out aboard the Black Ship. However, it appears that a third choice exists. Blackthorn has seen a devastating storm with this galley crew before, so he is aware of their potential. He yells at the captain to encourage the crew to row, saying, "Fuck this." Blackthorn shapes his own fate, and he intends to empty the port on his own by using the Black Ship as cover. When Kiyama's fleet of fishing boats is being destroyed by the Black Ship, the Captain General gives Rodriguez the order to run Blackthorn grounded. It's a boat race, and Blackthorn pulls off an escape, despite the galley's oars hitting the rocky shoreline once. Under his breath, Rodriguez murmurs, "That's a debt repaid."